Good morning, everyone. Dear students, let's continue with the line by line explanation of chapter 1, that is the last lesson by Alphonse Daudet. About the author, Alphonse Daudet was a French novelist and short story writer. The last lesson is set in the days of Franco-Prussian War, in which France was defeated by Prussia, led by Bismarck. Prussia then consisted of what now are the nations of Germany, Poland, and Austria. In this story, French districts of Alsace and Lorraine have passed into Prussian hands. The story justifies the statement that power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. It is an example of the insensitivity of man towards the human feelings. Set in the days of Franco-Prussian War, the story is narrated by a young schoolboy. It highlights the arrogance of Prussians who attempted to rule over not only the territory of French people but also over their minds and hearts. After defeating France and acquiring the districts of Alsace and Lorraine, the Prussians passed an order that schools would teach German in place of French. The lesson renders a touching and emotional adieu by the teacher and his students to their national language, which is a significant aspect of an individual's identity. This story is also about the realization of the part of French people that opportunity cannot be taken for granted. It is rightly said that do not put off till tomorrow what you can do today, because tomorrow never comes. The people of French has the tendency of postponing their work for the next day. That is known as procrastination. Continue. I started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of scolding, especially because M. Himmel had said that he would question us on participle. I here is a young boy French who is the narrator of this story. On that particular day, he was late for school because he was reluctant, he was indifferent. He was not interested in going to school because he was afraid that the teacher would scold him. To in great dread means fear. Scolding means rebuking, chiding. Especially because the teacher M. Himmel had said that he would ask the students the questions on participles. Participles are the forms of verb used in compound sentences, just as present participle is first form plus ing, past participle is only third form of the verb, and perfect participle is having plus third form of the verb. And I didn't know the first word about them. French doesn't know even a single word about participles. For a moment, I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. For one moment, he thought that he must bunk the school and he should spend the time out of school. It was so warm, so bright. Weather was very pleasant. The birds were chirping at the edge of the woods. Woods means forest. In the forest, birds were chirping. And in the open field back of the sawmill, the Prussian soldiers were drilling. Sawmill is the factory where logs are cut into planks and boards by machines. In the sawmill, Prussian soldiers were drilling. Drilling means making holes with the help of drill. It was much more tempting than the rules for participles. Tempting means alluring, enticing, entertaining. It was very much entertaining, and the rules of participles were dull and boring. But I had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. Resist means to control. But French was able to refrain himself, to control himself, and went to school hurriedly. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. In the town hall, there was a notice board, and there was a huge crowd before that notice board. For the last 2 years, all the bad news had come from there. For the last 2 years, only sad news were there on that notice board. The lost battles, the drafts, the orders of the commanding officer. Sometimes it was the news of lost battles, sometimes the drafts. Drafts means recruitments in the army. And sometimes there were the orders of a commanding officer. I thought to myself without stopping, what can be the matter now? French thought that day also some sad news must be there. Then as I hurried by as fast as I could go, the blacksmith butcher who was there with his apprentice reading the bulletin called after me. When French was going hurriedly towards school, just then blacksmith, whose name was Butcher, who was standing with his apprentice, he called French. Apprentice means pupil, student, one who learns some art from other. Don't go so fast, Bub. You will get to school in plenty of time. Bub means boy. He told that he must not go hurriedly because there was sufficient time. I thought he was making fun of me and reached M. Himmel's little garden out of breath. French was not able to understand what was written on the notice board because it was written that from that day in the districts of Alsace and Lorne, French language would not be taught, they would be taught only German. And the blacksmith had read that. French thought that he was making fun of him and he reached M. Himmel's little garden out of breath means panting, breathing heavily due to running very fast. Usually, when school began, there was a great bustle which could be heard out in the street. Usually means often. When the school started, bustle means noisy activities, hubbub. There used to be a lot of noise in the school which could be heard in the streets also. The opening and closing of desks, lessons repeated in unison, very loud with our hands over our ears to understand better. Times it was the sound of opening and closing of benches. Sometimes it was the sound of lessons repeated in unison means simultaneously together. Very loud. The students were holding their ears with their hands so that they could understand better. Sometimes it was the teacher's great stick rapping on the table. Rapping means hitting, thumping on the table. But now it was all so silent that was quite silence, motionless. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen. Counted on means imagined, believed. French had thought that there would be noise in the class. Commotion means noisy activities. And he would enter the class without being seen by anyone. But of course, that day everything had to be as quiet as Sunday morning. That day it was pin drop silence as it used to be on Sunday. Through the window, I saw my classmates already in their places. Through window, French saw that his classmates were sitting on their benches. M. Himmel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. Up and down means back and forth. The teacher was moving back and forth and his terrible stick was under his arm. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. French had to open the door and he had to go before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed and how frightened I was. Blushed means felt ashamed. He felt ashamed and he was afraid. Frightened means afraid. But nothing happened. He was surprised that nothing happened that day. M. Himmel saw me and said very kindly, because the teacher was cranky, he was irritating. He used to scold the children. He thought that the teacher would scold him, but instead of scolding, the teacher spoke very kindly. Go to your place quickly, little French. We were beginning without you. The teacher told that it was good that he had come, because otherwise they would have started the chapter. I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. He jumped over his bench and sat at his desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright. He was not able to control his fear completely. Did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat? He saw that the teacher was wearing beautiful green coat, frilled shirt and the little black cap all embroidered, and black cap which was embroidered that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. These clothes he used to wear either on inspection day or on prize distribution day. Besides, the whole school seemed so strange and solemn. Besides means furthermore. In addition to that, the school was very serious. Solemn means serious. The thing that surprised me most was to see on the back benches that were always empty, the village people sitting quietly. The back benches, which usually remained empty, the villagers were sitting on those benches. Old Hussar with his three-cornered hat. Hussar means builder. The builder of the village who was wearing three-cornered hat. The former Mesher. Mesher is the leader of the village who manages the affairs of the village. The former postmaster and several others. Everybody looked sad. Everybody was disturbed, sad. Hussar had brought an old primer. Primer means introductory book. The builder was having an introductory book thumped at the edges, which had become worn at the edges, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the pages. He held the book open on his knees and he was watching the pages with the help of his spectacles. When I was wondering about it all, M. Himmel mounted his chair. Wondering means thinking deeply. When French was thinking why the change had occurred just then, M. Himmel spotted against the chair, and in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me said, when French had entered the class, the teacher had spoken kindly and in gentle tone. In the same gentle tone, the teacher started speaking once again. My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. He told that this was their last lesson. The order had come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. Because from Berlin, order had come that in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, only German language will be taught after that. The new master comes tomorrow. Comes tomorrow means will come. New teacher will come tomorrow. The next day, this is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive because this was the last class. So they must be very attentive. What a thunderclap these words were to me. Thunderclap means shocking surprise, astonishing. It was very surprising for little French. Oh, the wretches. Wretches means devils, vile people, base people, ghatiya log. That was what they had put up on the town hall. That same news must have been there on the notice board in the town hall. My last French lesson, why I hardly knew how to write. Now French feels repentant that he doesn't know how to write his mother tongue. I should never learn anymore. He would not get the opportunity to learn anymore. I must stop there. After that, they would not be able to go to school. Oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lessons. He was feeling sorry. He was feeling guilty for not learning his lessons, for seeking birds' eggs. Seeking means searching. He wasted his time in searching the birds' eggs or going sliding on the Saar. Or he used to slither on the slides. My books that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago. Nuisance means nonsense. The books appeared nonsense to him, so heavy to carry, he doesn't want to carry them. My grammar and my history of saints, grammar book, history book, were old friends now that I couldn't give up. Appeared just like old friends. He doesn't want to depart, become separate from those books. M. Himmel too, the idea that he was going away, I should never see him again, made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. As far as the question of the teacher was there, M. Himmel, thinking that he wouldn't be able to meet him again and he was going forever, he forgot all about his stick and his cranky nature. Cranky means bad-tempered, irritated, weird, eccentric. Poor man, it was in honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes, and now I understood. Now French was able to understand why the teacher was wearing green coat, white shirt, frilled, black silk cap, all embroidered, which he used to wear on inspection day or prize distribution day, because he wanted to give respect to French language, which will not be taught any further. Will continue.